Hi, welcome to this video date, which is on the 29th of August. It's Thursday. We're taking a look at some trading opportunities in the markets, which we think offer really good good risk reward trading opportunities. So we're going to take a look at the charts in a moment. Now, just before we do so, in terms of August, we're just coming to the end of the month, and we've had our best trading month of the year by far. And I know a lot of traders have had a good month. Reason being, we have had nice volatility and some really good trends, and I think that's going to continue. Now, in relation to the way we're trading at the moment, we do have a simple strategy. And yeah, in terms of the simple strategy, it's basically currency grading. So we'll grade currencies into four groups from risk to safe. Then, when the right technical setup presents itself, we will always go a safe currency over a risk currency. Now, it's incredibly simple, the strategy. Done an article on it. If you're unfamiliar with it, beneath this video, you can click the link. You can see how we grade the currencies and summaries of each currency, and also the way we trade the strategy. And I think it will continue to remain effective. Yeah, for us, some really great profits. I'm hoping that is going to continue. So what we will do is go and take a look at the trade setups right now. But please do keep in mind when I'm doing my charts or my analysis, it is my view as of this moment in time. It can, of course, change in line with the market conditions. If you want all our trading techniques, our daily technical sentiment analysis of 14 Forex pairs, including our exact entry, stop and target, you can click on the link beneath this video, and for a limited time you will get live access to our member center and also a discount for the next few days. Now, what we will do is we'll go and take a look at the charts, and coming to the end of my trading day to do my PM update for the member center, so I'm going to use the charts from there. So let's go and take a look at just in our member center now. And just very quickly before I go to the charts, I'll just explain how we do our charting. And in terms of this, if you're a regular viewer, you know how we do it, so skip forward the next 2 minutes. But just for new viewers, the way we do it, we're always going to use the daily time frame to trade off. Okay, we will not be doing any market orders. We do all our orders in advance, so very much set and forget trading. And we only check price action twice a day, once in the morning London time, then once in the New York close. Now, in terms of our charts, when you see them, we don't use hardly any trend lines at all. We want the minimum of support and resistance levels. We only want levels that are going to matter to big institutions in the market, where there's going to be key order flow around those levels. So to find them, we're going to use the weekly, monthly charts, see if the levels back up the daily levels. If they do, makes them more important to us. Okay. Also, we'll do a study of sentiment behind the charts. Now, in terms of the charts, they obviously come out of the sentiment. They're direct reflection of sentiment of traders. So you can get an edge by knowing what traders think, how bullish and bearish they are. Favorite tool to use to find out the sentiment of traders, CFTC Net Traders report, totally free, and it tells you where actual big money is sitting behind the chart. So you'll be alerted to turning points early, which you can't see from the technicals alone. And also you'll be able to postulate how far a trend might run, because you know the big money is. You can't say a trend is going to run 500 pips just by looking at technicals. You need to know the buying and selling power behind the chart. Tool, totally free. Look up our introductory video on it if you wish, which is called COT Net Traders Indicator. Now, in terms of trade setups, what we'll do is we're going to take a look at them now. Start with some major currencies. I'm going to start first of all with Euro USD. Right, first chart, Euro USD. Now, in terms of the Forex markets, they have been reasonably volatile in many pairs recently, but the Euro's been pretty quiet. It's lacked a bit of volatility. It's a fairly slow moving, choppy price action, but I think that's all going to change, and we're going to get a big move down in the euro. And our position 111.80 in, we're at 110.47. It's only 130 pips profit so far, but we're getting near to breaking out to the downside. I think upside is limited in this pair anyway. We should fade back to this 20-day moving average, this first level of resistance here. And this second level I've got the stop behind. If we break here though, we're going to see volatility pick up, then a big move to the downside. I put 104.50 as a target, okay? But I think it could overrun to 100. This pair really, for me, it's not one of my favourites as such at the moment because the volatility is low. But I think we're close to that big breakdown that I've talked about in videos in recent weeks. And if you look behind the chart, fundamentals for Eurozone are terrible. Negative interest rates going to be cut more negative. They're going to print money probably. The economy is going to go into recession. Political problems, potential tariffs from Trump. Not looking good for the euro. Limited upside, a lot of downside. See if we break down and confirm a big move. In terms of the next pair, GBP USD, I covered that in a video earlier today. Go and check it out. AUD USD. I like this as a long-term position trade. And one thing that I would say about it is it came down quite nicely. And then you get what you hate is like sideways consolidation. Now, at the minute, we're standing at just under 300 pips profit. I don't really like waiting around too long when we're going sideways. So in terms of this trade, I'd cut my position size in half. Okay. I want to still be in the trend if we suddenly go to the downside, or I've got the option to add in. So from my perspective, yeah, it's stalled, but I'm looking for it to gain traction to the downside. If it does, I'll up my exposure again. If she goes up to 68, sell up there. If she goes through 67, a sell through there. Now, in terms of currency grading, you've got the USD as one safe, and yeah, AUD is 3 risk. Okay, so it's safe over risk, and long term it looks pretty good. But in the short term, we're hanging around. In the majors, you're not obviously, well, not obviously, you haven't got as much volatility as in some of the minors we're going to look at, or the crosses in a moment. But I still think this is a good long-term trade. Moving to the next pair, Japanese yen. This is actually two currencies that are two safest of all together, but I'm just so bullish of the yen. I think it's going to push the USD a long way down. Yen going forward is going to appreciate on every major currency, in our view, significantly. Very oversold and the safest currency of all. Now, in terms of this one, profit's been eaten into a little bit in at 108.80, and we're up at 106.23, so 250 pips, is it? Something like that. But in terms of upside, it's limited from here. I think we'll run into resistance here, okay? And this level's a big level. It's 107. It's a key institutional level. It's going to be very hard to take out. So if you're coming in fresh, you could key off these levels on weakness, or just wait for a breakdown back below the 20-day moving average here, which we've just broken above through those bodies. And I think we could be going down to new chart lows. In terms of the JPY, in terms of my own trading, I'm very bearish of USD JPY. I'm even more bearish of the risk currencies against it. I'll come to those in a moment. So yeah, this one longer term going down. The Canadian dollar, this is one I like as a long-term position trade as well. Be moving up, but yeah, quite choppy price action. So for us at the minute, it's only 250 pips. But if we're really bullish of a currency, we want to see this 20-day moving average, the green line, taken out, then look for it to provide support to pullbacks. And it's doing that. Got through it there, just came back above. I think we've got good support here. And just leaving the stop behind the key institutional level at 132. Looking for a move up to 135, but then on to the weekly or monthly resistance levels at 138, then 140. So a long way to go on the upside. I think CAD generally overbought, and I think crude oil is going to take a massive hit. If it does, then the CAD is a petrocurrency and will be going down. So they're the majors. They're not the fastest moving, but some decent profits. I'm hoping they're going to liven up a bit. But now we're going to look at some pairs that have got a bit more action in them, so to speak. So what I'm going to do next is, oh, sorry, where are we? Oh, I need to get my menu back. We are going to go and look at some crosses. Let me just find them. Here we go. And I mentioned it in my yen video at the weekend. Let me just make my chart bigger. But this one here, Euro JPY, I just really like the look of this one. From a long-term perspective, it's a bit like Euro USD. It's got limited upside and a lot of downside. The difference is this is already a nice downtrend. 122.50 in, 117.68 present price, so just under 500 pips, but a lot more to come. And yeah, got this 20-day moving average here. You can see how well it's kind of held rallies, or rallies haven't really got away from it. I think it's going to come off the level. If it goes above the level, you can just sell back through the 20-day. I'd say it's going a long way to the downside. A lot of people think my targets are a bit ambitious. I've got 100, then 80. In terms of Euro JPY, one of my favourite trend following trends. And yeah, one thing in relation to this pair is obviously we're out and out bullish of the JPY, but the Japanese got so much money in Eurozone, they're pulling it out, which is going to keep the pressure on the cross. So I really like it. So good trade, in my view, to focus on longer term. Pair that we followed for a while. Not that one, sorry, it's Euro CAD. This is AUD CAD. This one, been following it down. It has had its rallies. It's kind of slowed up a bit now. Okay, this one is near enough. What is it? 400 pips. Cut exposure in a little bit because we've got this sort of sideways action, but keeping a trade in. Going to add in if we take out the 89 level through that tail, get clear of the round number. Okay, clear of the round number. I think consolidation will end and we'll go strongly to the downside. I've got 85, then 78. So really good downside potential against the risk. So yeah, like this pair. CAD just the strongest of the commodity currencies. Also like it long on the NZD longer term as well. I don't rule out a little pop up in the short term, but that'd be a selling opportunity. Right, let's go and look at some more pairs to volatile. I shall get my menu back. I'm going to go to, no, we're not going there. Sorry, I didn't mean to go there. Now I've lost where I need to go. Here we go. GBP AUD, I covered that earlier. CAD JPY. It's pretty choppy, isn't it? But everything favours the downside here. Obviously, well, I said it, JPY's safest CAD is going to be Group 3, so second from bottom in my safe to risk. And did have a nice trade down there. Then we got spiked out on that tail for a minor profit. Come back in on that red. It's very choppy. But now this 20-day moving average should hold. That double top there is a really strong resistance. Key institutional level is 81. So if you did pop higher, come back in through the 20-day moving average or key off those levels of resistance, or just take weakness off the 20. See, I've got my monthly support as my target at 70. Okay, it's only a minor profit in this one so far, and I think we could even overrun to 60. Okay, I think commodity currencies on the yen longer term, just so much potential on the downside. And when I'm doing my analysis or I'm looking at the charts, I'm not really worried about day-to-day candles or whatever. I've got my eye really on the big levels, okay? As long as they're not violated, or I don't see anything really untoward, let's say. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this one. I know it's been a bit choppy and sideways, but all the risks are to the downside in my view. Now, in terms of Euro USD, Euro USD has not been moving that quickly, but we think it's going to the downside. And I know regular viewers, I bore them with this pair, but I think this looks a fantastic pair. It's USD CZK. You think the euro is going down, CZK is going to go down quicker, okay? And in terms of the CZK, not only is it correlated to the euro, it's also an emerging market currency as well. So we've got SAFE, USD1, v CZK risk group 3. It's been a nice move up, and we'd basically be following it all the way up, 2 separate trades. And in terms of strong trends, 20-day moving average, always good to look for it to provide support, which it's done. And then we were moving up a little bit when I did this chart, and I've got the feeling we're probably moving up a little bit more tonight. So just going to find USD CZK. Just wait for my chart to come in. So we want USD CZK, and she's moving up quite nicely. Now, in terms of the monthly chart, I'm just going to show you the monthly chart on this one, because look at it. She was consolidating, and now she's pushing up. It's not much risk, really, that candle body, and we think she's going up to 26. So one of my favourite long-term position trades. And I think, yeah, if you trade these euro proxies, the euro goes down, the euro proxies will probably go down quicker. They're better, in my view, in respect of also they've got less speculative interest, so you don't get the big institutions pushing the price around and spiking it to catch retail traders' stops. So one of my favourite long-term position trades. What else have we got there? Gold. We won't look at that. Let's go to some more currencies. And I'm going to go next to some USD pairs. Just need to make my menu a little bit smaller. And this is where there's been some real volatility. Let's look at some more yen pairs as well. But yeah, a lot of people saying USD is going to go down. Trump wants it down. Doesn't want to go down. This would be a good example, actually. I'll just make my chart bigger. It's a really big move up. It's USD Norwegian kroner, another euro correlated currency. We've had this one for a while, since back here. It hasn't even touched the 20-day move-in average. And I put a target of 10. Yeah, it's going down, or the USD is going up on the knock. But what is the knock? It's majorly influenced by crude, more so than any other currency. We think crude is going to get hit hard. So I'm looking for continuation in this one. What do we got next? USD CNH. Let's go look at USD Try, because I featured this one in a video before the weekend and last week. And we felt USD oversold on the Try would go up. And this is safe USD1 v an emerging market, which is risk 4. And broke up quite nicely for us. Keeps going higher. And look at that for a spike. Comes back. And now we're working our way higher. And this is a big move percentage-wise. Okay, it's probably the most volatile pair at the moment. I think it's moved up around, I think it's about 6 to 8% for us without any leverage at all. And yeah, emerging market currencies, yeah, the exotics as some people call them, only a small trade is needed. You can make really great percentage gains because they're just so volatile. Okay, this one's going far higher, 620 up to the top of the chart, then 7. You might wonder what happened on that spike there. It's actually a flash crash in terms of it was done or happened in Asian hours, and it was a kind of stop hit on Japanese investors who've been heavily short the USD, but that is not going to be a reversal in my view. We're going to work our way higher. Next pair. That's another emerging market currency. Probably a bit volatile for a lot of people, a bit choppy. But you can see how the USD is just hurting these emerging markets, okay? Just going way higher, going up to 2050. And you find actually, happened in 2008, before the markets became really volatile overall, it's the real risk currencies that got hammered by the USD and the JPY. And of course, MXN is a real risk currency. Next pair, USD HUF, US dollar against the Hungarian florin, another euro correlated currency. This one's starting to move nicely higher, and I think since I did that chart, it's probably gone higher still. Let's have a quick look. USD HUF, where are we? One day, yeah, punching higher. Got a long way to go on the upside, and I've left the target open on this one. I've got no upside to aim for historically, but fundamentals just so clearly favour the USD. So USD, yeah, if everyone say it's going to collapse, Trump wanted it down, it's looking pretty perky. This is a pair that I've got a position in, which I've just cut in half actually. It's NZD USD, and it's moved down really nicely. It's around 350 pips, but kind of starting to crawl here a bit. So I've taken half out. I'm going to drop half back in on a rally. Any rally should fail in my view. Commodity currencies, said it like with the AUD, NZD, similar fundamentals, going down. Monthly support at 60, but I'm going to extend that to 50. So that one's looking good. What else we got? Oh, here's another euro correlated currency, a fast moving one. USD SEK, Swedish krona, very weak in terms of its fundamentals. Quite a volatile pair. Finally broken out to the upside. I've got a feeling this one might be running on today as well. Have a quick look. Yeah, she's moving up quite nicely. So another good one. So the USD, I don't rule out a pullback, but it's just looking very, very strong at the moment on the kind of weaker risk currencies. What else have we got? Euro CHF. This has been a good downtrend, and again, it just shows you how effective the 20-day moving average is in big trends. We break it here. Look at it. Comes back just above it, down to it, down, down, coming back to it. Bit of consolidation, but still got further to run on the downside. I haven't got this pair. It's been kind of slow moving for me, but it's been a decent downtrend. 111.80 or at 108.79, so 300 odd pips. Going lower. Next one is going to be Euro NZD, and Euro is seen as a little bit of a safe haven. I've got in group number 2, NZD risk, and done a couple of trades in this. Caught it on the way up there, stopped out, then come back in again. It's looking pretty firm. Should go up to 79. So another good looking trade. In terms of what have we got next? Need to scroll down. I think it should be AUD JPY. A bit similar to CAD JPY and NZD JPY. Did have a nice move down, and you got some sideways. It's going to be very hard to move higher. Okay. We're at the 20-day moving average. You can see we sliced the 20-day moving average there sideways. We're just really trying to get through it. I think we're going to fail. If we get up through it, you can sell it back through the 20. That level there looks pretty firm resistance, and 60 on the downside. I'm trading at 71, so 1100 pips. It starts to break down, the consolidation will end, and we'll see a nice move to the downside. AUD on all the commodity currencies looks good. We looked at CAD JPY, didn't we? GBP pairs, we've seen them, well, we looked at them in a video earlier today. So I'm just going to finish up with some more lesser looked at pairs, last lot, and we will go and take a look at them. Where have I put them? Here we go. Looked at those earlier on and check the video. This one, just make my chart a bit bigger. I can get it. Sorry, I can't find my menu. Ah, there we go. Yeah, USD SGD. Again, the dollar just doing really well on the lesser looked at currencies. And again, look at it from where it breaks out, okay? And that's where we took it, 135.65, above this 20-day. Off she goes, bit of sideways. Haven't got to the 20-day moving average yet. It's going far higher in our view, 144, maybe even 150. So we've got 600 pips plus to go with a bit of luck. I wonder what that one's doing tonight. Nothing. I thought it might be moving up, but maybe we'll have to wait. But yeah, it's been a good trend so far, and yeah, just far further to run on the upside. USD CZK, sorry, we looked at that. Another one which is like the USD CZK, and I've done them both together because I can't decide which is the best. It's USD Polish Zloty. And again, after she bounces from this, well, breaks above the 20, she comes back, bounces, hasn't touched it since. And it should be going higher tonight, I would assume, as the check's going up. Not as much, but yeah, nice firm uptrend. And again, yeah, a lot more upside to come, just like USD CZK. And yeah, these are my two favourite Euro proxies. I can't decide which one is going to get to target, hopefully first. But if they do get to target, it'd be really great profits on very, yeah, what are small trades. What else have we got? USD Russian ruble. If you're bearish of crude, it could be bearish of the ruble. It's come up really nicely. Crude breaks down, she breaks out, she got up to 69. She'll be off the top of the screen probably. CUSD basically hurting the ruble. I know a lot of people don't like these exotic currencies, but yeah, because they're so volatile, yeah, small positions are fine. Spread's a bit wider, but you'll easily cover that because they move quite violently. Come up quite nicely. This is USD ZAR, South African Rand, bit of sideways. But from the breakup, look, only just now coming back to that 20-day moving average. A breakout to the upside, stop behind there, going up to 16. So a long way to go on the upside. What we've got next, NZD JPY. It's been the best of the commodity currencies short on the JPY. For us, 72.20, 67.34 in, so about 500 pips. But nice move down there. Did slow up a bit, but again, just so much downside. And she hasn't touched the 20-day moving average since we've come in. Okay, last pair, very similar to AUD CAD. It's NZD CAD, 87.70 in, down at 84.34. So about 300 pips, but it's been fairly slow moving. But since we took it through 20, we haven't come back to it. And if you do the big fundamental sentiment behind the chart and you get it right, you're not always going to get it right. That 20-day moving average is just so effective for helping you place your stop, but also keeping you in the trade. Okay, because you're never normally too worried if it comes up to the 20. You don't want to see too much violation of it, of course. But they're the trades that we like. And yeah, there's plenty to choose from. If you read the article, you can see the ones I've got on right now, but I will switch them around all the time, depending on which I think are the best. And yeah, I think I've said this in previous videos, but just for anyone new watching, got a very nervous market at the moment, and yeah, we have seen a little bit of a move, from risk to safe currencies, but I just think that could really accelerate and cause massive volatility in the markets. So yeah, this month, it was a good month, but yeah, I'm hoping that going forward that the market conditions stay volatile, which will help us, obviously catch and stay with big trends. I'm sure most Forex traders would say the same. Right, that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching me. As per usual, take care, have a good day, and obviously take a look at the article beneath this video. If you've got any questions on that little simple strategy, feel free to email me. Thanks. Have a good evening. Take care.